Kent Adams here with the Pulse of Spokane. I hope you're having a really good day. We're having some late spring, early summer type weather. Let's enjoy it, okay? I have a guest from the past that's going to be on today. She did a series for us when we were on Fox 28 called
The Front Porch.
The Front Porch, which kind of is like the one that you do for the newspaper too, right? Exactly like. And I'm talking about Cindy Hval. And we're getting microphones ready and things like that. And I said, yes, she sounds better. And it was like, she said, it's the tech people that care, not you, Ken. You know, I mean,
I try to help you.
Yeah, that's why we only have her back about every 10 months, okay? But love to have you. We're going to talk with her about a chapter in Chicken Soup for the Soul right after this. This is Kent Adams, and I want you to hear some of the reviews of the music of 68-year-old Spokane-based Tim Brummett is receiving from music critics around the country.
Tim's EP, The Music We Played On, is maybe one of the best records I have reviewed in the last 2 years. Logan Hurst, critic, producer at Spider Hounds Productions in New Zealand. Tim is a natural songwriter. I have reviewed many songs, and this is some of the best songwriting and storytelling I have heard in a long time. Kara Kresnikoff, music producer, Nashville. Tim's The Music We Played On is simply stellar songwriting, and this song is one of the most inspiring I have heard in years. Beerslaver Productions, Toronto.
All night long, all night long. I believe in a midnight.
Well, there are jokers around here, including my guest and our text team over here. And as we're doing the countdown, they're going 10, and I said, well, next will be 5, and he says 4. Okay, that's what happens when you
were so close.
Yes. Cindy Hval, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good to have you back. It's been like
a few months.
10 or 11 months or something like that, right?
Time flies when you're in lockdown.
Now, she also told me that, yes, it's Chicken Soup for the Soul series, but it's Read, Laugh, and Repeat is the title of this book.
Just out this week. Brand new.
Is it that new?
Brand new.
Wow, I wondered why it was hot. The ink's still a little bit wet inside.
Yep,
but
I blew on it.
Okay. Well, hey, you just keep writing, don't you? Between what you do for the Spokesman Review, and you were telling me before we went on, you're doing even more than you have in the past.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I write the stories.
And I love what you do because you find the funny things and the enduring things in people's lives that sometimes we just miss when it's a straight news story, you know, that yes, they opened the news store and all that, but you would go back and say how they got there and how they decided and how they had dinner and decided what color. I mean, that's kind of the fun stuff in life, isn't it?
Well, that's what I enjoy, and that's why my mom is really funny. She has dementia, but she's still funny, and so I post things on social media, things my mom says, and then people say, now we know where you get it.
Yes.
We always say we think funny. You know, it's just that.
And you had to put up with your mom isolated for
that was
a
so
long
hard.
time.
Yeah.
Really How long was it?
Oh, it was at least a full year.
Wow.
But we could see her from the window and talk on the phone.
Still,
but it was like a full year since I was in her apartment.
Yes.
And that was just really, really hard.
And how's she doing now?
She's doing pretty good.
Good.
She actually had an outing for Mother's Day.
Okay.
And so that was fun.
Oh, fun.
Got some new clothes.
Yeah. Well, enjoy it while you can.
Oh, I am.
And I love the reports that you put on Facebook and so forth about life. And there are a couple of most beautiful boys somewhere.
Yes, my twin
Do I have that right?
grandsons. The world's most beautiful boys.
Okay. I was
the
off.
The world's most beautiful boys happen to be my twin grandsons.
Yeah.
We've been enjoying them. They're in Ohio, which is a long flight.
Yes.
But now they're buying a house there, so it looks like we'll be flying to Ohio again this summer.
Yeah, good for you.
It's worth it to see them.
Now, tell me about this, because this is the chapter that you did is from before, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
this is a collection. This is the 12th Chicken Soup for the Soul book that I've been featured in.
Okay.
And this one is a collection of the funniest stories over the years from all
And
kinds
you got
of books.
selected.
One of mine was selected. It's
Great.
called How I Spent My Christmas Vacation. And it talks about what happens when you have 4 little boys at home
Yes.
and no school. And reading it now, I'm thinking, oh, these poor moms who had months and months and months of all their children at home and no school to send them to.
So you were funny for about 2 weeks during the holidays, right?
Well, maybe a day or two.
A day or
I
two.
mean, it goes through the 12 days of Christmas, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Compared to today, where like 300 or 400 days people
I
have gone.
cannot imagine.
Yeah.
But, moms, we do what we have to do. So,
Yeah.
and dads do too. We adjust.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's better to look on the funny side. And reading this now, all these years later, I only have, and unfortunately, they chose an old bio to put in the back.
Okay.
So, the information is still true. I am still married, and I do still have 4 sons and 2
But
cats.
they're all grown.
Only one at home.
Yeah.
And I have a different cat than was originally in the bio. And I did finish my first book,
Yeah.
which they said she's working on her first book. So I don't know
So how old is this?
this book is brand new, but the
But the-
bio they took was from maybe one of the first stories I wrote for them. I
okay.
don't know.
Well, heck, don't complain that you're younger then.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Okay.
they
yeah.
don't put photos, so it doesn't matter. Basically, everything's still true. But I did. If somebody's reading this book from 2021 and saying she's still working on her first book, my gosh.
Yeah, because I already have 2 of hers, right? Yeah.
I finished it. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Tell me one of the stories real quick, will you?
From the book or
Yes.
from, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is how I spent my Christmas vacation. So it starts where I ground all the children from the Xbox and the Nintendo the day before Christmas vacation starts, which was not a good plan.
Okay.
But they were being naughty, so I said, no more. And then I tried to take them to the dollar store to buy presents for each other.
Right.
And I don't know if you've ever spent 2 hours at a dollar store.
No.
That's a really long time to get someone to part with his allowance money to buy a present for his brother.
For his dumb brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so the next day I made Derek take one of the other ones because I'm not doing that again. And he bested his brother's time by almost an hour. Derek's like, I'm never doing this again. So we survived. We made Christmas cookies, and the boys like to use the Red Hots to make blood, and
Oh, sure.
So all the snowmen were bloody, and
Yeah.
they were kind of violent snowmen, but that's what you do. It kept him busy for an hour, without a Nintendo. It was the best I could do.
So where do you find the daughters in your family? Does that become the daughter-in-law?
Well, I just have one, and she's in Ohio. So, I mean,
Well, tell her to get with it.
Well, and the other guys have to get busy and get me a girl here.
Well, and they're not working on that very well?
Not apparently, but hey, I have
Well,
a couple single sons, ladies, if you're out there. Hit me up.
Let's identify them by name and age, okay? Don't you think they deserve that?
Well, I don't know if they'd appreciate. I better not, because I do have to see them.
Well, I'm sure they would.
And-
That's why I wanted you to do it.
better not. Zach Hval, global credit union, great guy and a great musician. Just
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention, Sam, because he needs to finish his master's degree. So.
Yeah, and he did university at EWU like in
Yep,
3
he-
years or 2 years or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he's only 21, but he already has his bachelor's and he's halfway through his master's. So.
Wow. What's he majoring in?
English.
English.
Yeah, he's a writer like his mom.
I was going to say that's
Only I can't read his papers because he uses such big words. It's like he'll read them to me and I'm like, oh, stop there because I don't know what the first word that
so
means.
you need an open dictionary on your desk then,
Yeah,
right?
I just have him, and he tells me.
Yeah.
He's really good to have around because I don't know if you're still reading my column, but last week I wrote about how my email crashed, and I've had the same email address since after AOL, so a very long time, and it just crashed and it couldn't be updated, so I had to learn Outlook. And I mean, you can
did he
teach
help you?
Yeah, you can teach an old writer,
Yeah.
new tricks, but boy, it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah. Well, and people joke with me, you've never been you've loved electronics for the years, but you've never been really good in it, and they wonder how I operate a podcast station, right? I said I have people under 30 that can do it.
Absolutely.
You got to have access.
Well, my husband
if it's not
saved
here, it's my son-in-law.
email. I mean, and he's way over 50, and he saved the email and did all the tech work. But then when it came to actually use it, we decided to stay married. So he said, Sam can teach you how to use it.
I love it. I love it.
So
I love it.
And everybody lived happily ever after.
Yeah, good.
So
good.
far, I still don't know what all the flags are for, but I'll figure it out.
Oh, that's just that means you're in trouble, and the system's going to go
I'm
down.
red flagging things. I probably should have yellow flags, and but I'll
okay.
figure it out.
Yeah. Well, okay. Invite the kids over, the boys over for
Yeah.
Sunday dinner or something.
Somebody has to.
They
take
come
their-
home
every
often, don't they?
Friday. Friday's family dinner, so
Okay.
I get to see them all at once.
Oh, good.
Which
Good.
is
Except
nice.
the one.
Except the one in Ohio.
Yeah.
And then Derek's happy because they watch really scary movies with him, and I hate, the gore stuff.
Yeah.
And so they watch horrible movies, and I get to read, and everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Well, what's next is I just finished my second book, Tiaras and Testosterone, TNT.
Yeah.
And I just wrote the last.
I'm almost afraid to ask about
chapter.
that.
It's a collection of front porch columns and
Yeah.
parenting essays over the years. So I just have to write the epilogue, and then I'll be sending that out, and hopefully it'll be out soon. So
Okay.
it took 5
Soon,
years.
maybe by this fall.
Oh, Kent, publishing. That doesn't take that long.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that quick. It takes much longer.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully next year.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. I'm just glad I finished it. Baby steps.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, one of the professors from EWU is doing a story on the Klondike gold in Alaska and all that, and they're finishing up the project, I think, this month, and it will be published in like July. That's why.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Probably a little more simple than what you're doing.
I don't know. I'm pretty simple.
Don't give me those opportunities, okay?
Just saying.
Yeah, yeah. What do you like best in terms of writing? Is it the weekly articles in the Spokesman? Is it books? Is it for magazines? What?
I just like telling people stories because I meet so many interesting people. And for me, I love the new series I've been doing for the Spokesman is called Pandemic Projects.
Okay.
So I've got to meet people, what did you do when you couldn't go anywhere and you couldn't do anything? And people have been so creative. They've remodeled garages. They've taken up new hobbies. They've adopted chickens.
Yes.
I mean, they've done things to help the homeless, and it's just every week I get to go meet somebody and said, this is what I did when I couldn't leave my house. And it's really, really, I mean, you have to have some kind of good news.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy. People are so creative, and to be able to spotlight our neighbors and people in our community, you can't read those stories anywhere else but a local newspaper.
No.
And so that's what I love. I love the stories
Yeah.
that I get to
And there are so
tell.
many good ones.
Oh, so
Whether we
many.
have a pandemic or not. One of the things I've noticed is more and more of your World War II stories are passing away.
Yes, yeah.
And you're down in numbers now, aren't you?
I think I have less than 10 remaining out of the 32 couples.
Yeah.
So I just lost 2 this last year.
Yeah.
Lots of funerals, but there's still stories to tell. I have just last week I went out. This story is going to be in next week's Spokesman. This 87-year-old farmer in Valley Ford got a 2020 Corvette Stingray.
Oh, okay.
He's always wanted a Corvette, and
Yes.
87 years old. He started, ordered it before the pandemic hit, and all kinds of delays happened.
Of course, yeah.
And I asked him, I said, why did you wait till you're 87? And he goes, well, because they finally got the car right. So we got to go out. Oh my gosh, bright red, little red Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
Living his best life at 87. I love
Good for
telling
him.
stories like that.
Good for him. Yeah. Yeah, that's
He
fun.
drives it to Napa, to get parts for his tractors and stuff. And they go, oh, nice parts car.
Yeah.
Said I bought it to drive, not to sit in my garage.
It's one of those that you can't take somewhere without your new friends coming over and talking to you, right?
everywhere he
Everywhere,
goes.
yeah. Yeah, good. Well, good.
It's fun.
What have I forgotten? What else is on
I
your
don't
agenda?
know. It's probably a lot. You'll have to ask your wife what you've forgotten. I don't know. I'm only responsible
Oh,
for
Lord.
me.
Oh, Lord. I forgot what it was like to have you on here.
I know. Once a year is probably enough.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to rethink that even. I'm kidding.
Have me back when my book is published.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
By, if you remember me.
Yeah.
I'll send you a note.
Okay, Sue. No. Cindy Hval. I know how to pronounce her name.
I know. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. Since it's been so long. Read, laugh, and repeat. She's got one of many chapters of some great writers, a chance to laugh and read.
Yeah.
And we all need that.
We do. Now more than ever.
Yeah, that is really true. And when it comes to it, there's nothing like a good book. There really is.
Yay.
And so, yeah. And the type font is big enough that even I can read it.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Kent. It's
Thanks
always
for
fun.
putting up with me, of course.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, I know. Okay. See you next time on the Pulse of Spokane, everybody. Have a great day.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Weather in the inland Northwest can wear you down. And if your gutters are in poor condition or you do not have gutters, you could suffer damage that could cost a fortune to fix. Rainman Seamless Rain Gutters has almost 30 years of professional experience in serving the inland Northwest region and strives to ensure customer service that is second to none, from the time you call to the end of the project.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.